Every time I have a day off, I always end up giving into the bad habits, and I always end up eventually wishing that it was a weekday. It's so funny because for most people, including me, we all long for the weekend. We all long to have a day off and to just not have to be anywhere, to just be alone. But the thing is, once you kind of get past the pleasure of instant gratification and you realize that it is destroying your life, it is preventing you from living the life that you want, you quickly start preferring the weekdays more because you actually are forced to be disciplined and forced to be somewhere and forced to be accountable for yourself. But before we get into this topic, hello everybody, welcome back to another one of these videos. I am doing something new where I record these videos completely raw, or at least for the most part raw, because I make a lot of mistakes. And we're going through this hardcore survival world in Minecraft, and we're just going to commentate and talk about life and talk about self-improvement and talk about spirituality and Christianity and just all these different things, relationships, dating, uh, fun stories from my childhood, or stories I have either from my childhood or from recent times, just anything of that nature. And if you guys do enjoy this video, please consider please consider, oh my goodness, English. Please consider subscribing and watching some of my other videos because I believe they will help you as well. Because I believe they will help you if this one has helped you. And yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. I haven't played Minecraft in a while, but comment down below how you guys are doing right now in the current state you're in. How do you feel? How do you feel like you're doing? And just be genuine with yourself. I'll be honest, the topic of this video is coming today because of how I am feeling right now, and it's not a good thing. It is definitely not good. So something I noticed that I do, especially in the past, not so much anymore, but it's something I still kind of do, is that I notice that when Saturday or Sunday comes around, I don't know what to do. I will have a set routine of things that I'm supposed to be doing, like working on videos, or going to the gym, or um, all the other good habits that I do usually on a daily basis, like meditating, which is good for your attention span, or journaling, which is good for clearing your mind and being more self-aware, and reading the Bible because the Bible is actually objectively good and has good stuff in it, and also I want to get closer to God. So all those kind of things. Oh, also I forgot to mention, in this world that we're playing right now, there is no natural regeneration. So the only way to generate health is through golden apples and potions. So we are going to have to really play it easy and not do anything stupid. I actually almost forgot about that, and I almost did something stupid. So I gotta be careful. It's kind of a weird little thing, but we'll get used to it eventually. Actually, because of that, the first course of action is going to be to get these trees and get as many apples as possible. And then we'll build a house and do everything else that we do in Minecraft. So today is Saturday. I woke up this morning kind of late, like I usually do on Saturdays. And like I said, I have all these habits that I do for my mental health, for my physical health, for my spiritual health. But they all end up affecting each other, so it all affects mental health. And when I don't do these habits, I often have bad mental health. Why? Because I sabotage and I do the bad habits. When I don't do the good habits, I end up doing the bad habits, and abundantly. And abundantly. So because of that, I end up hating my life and feeling miserable and dead inside and numb and kind of negative, and I just don't feel good. And unfortunately, a lot of people live that life on an everyday basis. That's literally just their life, is like that. It's an endless cycle of addiction, of doom scrolling, watching porn, playing video games, eating junk food, scrolling, just all these different habits that aren't good for you. Watching TV, laying in the couch. And I noticed that I do more of these habits on Saturdays. And then once Saturday is pretty much over, I start wishing it was the weekday. I start wishing I had to go to work. Because work is something we all have to do. It's kind of like something that boosts every other thing in your life because it forces you to move, it forces you to do stuff. And so because of that, it's a lot easier to do the good habits and have a good day and work hard and be disciplined and have willpower. On the weekday, it's a little harder because you're on your own time. And I used to not have this problem. I used to trust myself. I used to be able to rely on myself, but every so often it just gets difficult and I forget how to live normally, how to live on self-improvement, how to live spiritually, and all of a sudden I'm back to my younger self, playing video games, eating junk food, thinking negatively, sabotaging, doing nothing, watching videos, watching YouTube videos, and not knowing what else to do with my life. And I'm sure you guys probably relate to this feeling, but if you've ever just had a day to yourself or just had time doing nothing, you had free time, you probably can relate where you're doing one thing and then you stop doing that task. Let's say you were watching a YouTube video and you stopped doing that task because you got bored of it or you decided to do something else, and then you just sit there for a couple seconds and just feel existentially bored and dead and you just don't know what to do and you're like, oh no, what am I going to do now? So what do? You end up going back to YouTube again. Sometimes you'll do this 3 or 4 times over, telling yourself that you're going to go do something else, but then ultimately not having enough stimulation, so you go back to the only thing that you know right now can give you stimulation. I don't know if that's relatable to any of you, but if you have a doom scrolling addiction or just are an overstimulated person, you probably can relate to that. So we have 4 apples now. I think we'll be fine. Oh, 5. Nice. I think we're okay for now. We're gonna go ahead and just continue onward with 5 apples, so we can make golden apples once we find gold and heal up if we take damage. But yeah, so today is Saturday. I woke up late and I told myself I'd go to the gym, I'd do all these things in the morning, and I end up not doing those things under the guise of, oh well, I'll just stay home and work on videos, which I did do. I pushed through when I didn't want to work on videos, and that's awesome. But what did I do when I was done with working on videos? I ate junk food, I doom scrolled, I played video games. I might go mining here. And that is not good. That is textbook. That is the recipe for being depressed, for being mentally unhealthy and not really liking your life. We need purpose, we need to move, we need to be disciplined, and honestly, even though we don't want to, the more we work hard, the better we feel. Because we have more money, we have more stuff, but also we just feel better because we're accomplishing more. And so, well, that's unlucky. That is really unlucky. What the heck? That's really unlucky. Oh, there's a village here? I didn't know that. But yeah, Saturdays have very quickly become my least favorite day because I just end up sabotaging and doing the bad habits that feel good in the moment. I feel like I'm free. It feels like freedom, but in the long term, it's binding you to your own bad habits yourself. And that's a mentality that I want you to take away from this video. The bad habits might seem fun. Going partying might seem fun. Taking drugs, drinking alcohol, eating junk food, cussing, gossiping, sleeping in, not doing hard things, not going to the gym, not pushing yourself, not having goals. All that sounds like freedom. It sounds like you get to be yourself. It sounds like you get to be yourself and do your own things on your own time. But at the end of the day, you are binded by yourself. You have bad mental health, you're depressed, you're anxious, you are stressed all the time, you're worried. You're not actually healthy, you're not actually happy. The unfortunate reality is we just need to do the good habits. And what are the good habits? Well, I will tell you. First of all, it's living a life that's disciplined, and that's just the main thing overall. But the other thing, I'm trying to avoid all these mobs. Ow. But a lot of habits that are good for you include journaling, meditating, praying, reading the Bible, for um, working out, cardio, and strength training. Both have their benefits. Pushing yourself on an everyday level, either physically, mentally, or spiritually. Um, Having a purpose in life. These are all very important things, and we need to make sure we are doing these things on a daily basis. And if we stop doing those things, we get depressed, we get self conscious, we get fat, we get ugly, we start to hate our lives, we get mentally unwell, we become worse versions of ourselves. Yeah, there was nothing I could do there. If you're doing the bad habits right now and you're addicted and it's not worth it. Okay, nice. We got some apples in here. It's not worth it. It seems fun in the moment. It seems pleasurable in the moment. It seems enjoyable, but it's not helping you and it's not making you enjoy life. If you want to actually enjoy life and to feel alive again, this is how you do it. You do hard things and you do the good habits that you know you're supposed to do. Because if you do those things, you will have a better, like, baseline existence, a more enjoyable existence. It might suck in the moment to do some of these things, but you will like your life more by the end of the day. When we do the bad habits, we are stealing happiness from our future selves and trying to take it all now. And that's not fair to yourself. It's not good. It's ruining your mental health. You are always going to require a new high, a new sense of pleasure and enjoyment, and it's just going to continue making your life worse. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Really? Wow, what a jerk. Did you guys see that? If this video helps you, please consider subscribing and watching some of my other videos. And yeah, I hope this resonated with some of you. I don't know if I explained it well enough, but it is something that I struggle with, and today has been especially bad in that regard. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that for today's video. I love you all, and I will see you all in the next one.